Who are you? I've seen that. It's a multitude of videos I've seen where they would ask people who they are, or things they stand for, why they stand for certain things, and they just couldn't give an answer. They couldn't give why they agree to certain things, why they stand up for certain things, why they do certain things. They couldn't give a solid answer on who they are. So, and the reason why I want to make this video, that the question is, who are you? Do you even know your own self? Do you even have your own identity? Do you just follow what other people do? Do you have your own mind? Do you actually think for your own self? That's the question you're supposed to ask yourself. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? Not what the media told me, not what that person told me, not what that person told me, but what do I believe in? What are my morals and principles? Why am I taking part in certain activities? Is it because I wanted to do it, or just because I see said person doing it, I did it? I'm doing this certain trend just because somebody else is doing it. For certain that we definitely are influenced by something. Something influences us to do something, to want to do something, right? To believe in something. And that's cool, but still then, you must have your own mind. You must believe, okay, so do I actually believe in that? Is it actually me? Am I actually doing it for myself? Or just because somebody else is doing it, that's why I'm doing it? Am I a follower? Do I lead? Do I make my own trend? Do I make my own examples? Do I set a certain example? Right, so that's the importance of this thing. Do you even trust in your own self? Do you trust in who you are, what you believe, what you stand for? Do you? Do you have your own identity? Or do you identify this with everything? You just go along, right? You just go along with everything. You stand for nothing. Because nothing makes sense to you. Or it's not anything that makes sense to you, but you just go along with it because like you are feather in the wind. Just because certain things are trending, or certain people do things, you do things. You don't critically think on you don't critically think for yourself and say, well, okay, I actually do like that. I actually don't like that. Even though it is trending, even though other people is doing it, but I personally don't like it, so I won't do it. So that's the question you're supposed to be asking yourself. Do I have my own ideas? Do I have my own thoughts? Are my thoughts mine, or my thoughts being manipulated just because somebody else is doing a certain thing? That's the questions you need to be asking yourself to see who you actually are. Take the time out, self-reflect. A lot of people even self-reflect to get to know who they are. A lot of people don't. And self-reflection is such a good thing. It shows you who you are. It shows you what type of person you are. What are some of the things you have to change about yourself? What are some of those things you could get better on? Or some of the things you're lacking? And that's the importance of self-reflection. It builds your awareness, so then you know certain things to do and certain things not to do. Because you self-reflect for so long already. You know yourself in and out. And nobody can tell you who you are, because you know who you are. Because you put in the work. You self-reflect on yourself. You see, okay, well, there's definitely things you have to work on. We all have things to work on. We all have things to work on. But we have to take the time to figure out what are some of the things we have to work on and why we should work on it. Because the more you question who you are, right, and you see your flaws, you can change it. You can become better. You could actually have your own ideas, your own thoughts. You won't be easily controlled by other people. You won't be manipulated by other people, because then you know who you are. So anything outside of you cannot manipulate you to be something you don't want to be, or be something somebody else wants you to be. A lot of people are not ready for these type of conversations yet. A lot of people are not ready for the self-reflection. They rather just give in. They rather just go along. Some of them don't want to know who they are. They don't want to figure out themselves. They don't want to see, okay, the true person that they are. The true self, the true one person. They don't want to see that. They would rather sit back and just follow everybody else. They rather just do that instead. That's what they rather do. And you should definitely take the time to get to know who you are. You should definitely get the time to do that. Definitely.